Hi there guys, James White here, and a man who's passionate about getting great businesses, great sales results. So I get asked quite a lot about the importance of demonstrations when it comes to selling and how you can ensure that the demonstrations and demos you give, maybe it's a software product or a service that you have, work really effectively. And there are two major mistakes that most salespeople make when it comes to demos. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips here on how you can make sure if you're in software or you're selling software. I had someone ask this on my YouTube channel a while back around doing demonstrations for your product or service. Here are three things that you need to make sure that you're doing in order to ensure that you're not wasting your time and the prospect's time. The first thing is this: be able to clarify early in the process of your first conversations before you get to a demo what the purpose of or what the problem or want that the prospect has. People only buy for two reasons: a problem or want. And it's really important in the questions that you probe before you get to this stage that you've understood what's really going on in the prospect's world. What's making them want to look at your system or your solution? What's been the driving force behind that, and why is it so important for them? Ask those questions and be in a position where you've captured those notes and knowledge when you get through to the demo, so that you can refer back to those points of the conversation. When we spoke last, you mentioned about X, Y, and Z are key challenges for you and how you feel that a system like this can help you solve them. So I'm just going to be able to try and refer back to those points. Salespeople that refer back to those elements in demonstrations are far likelier to get a response and an engagement and move to the next stage than people that just want to talk through how great their product or service is. Point number two is this: when you've got to the stage of doing the demonstration, don't, and I say don't, I did this for years with a software company that I had, don't just start by then thinking, right, here are the list of 10 items I'm going to show and go through with people, and then just start to go through bit by bit each individual part of the functionality of the system. I really encourage you, even at the start of the process, to ask a couple of really simple questions to your prospects. And those could be something such as, look, we've got half hour set aside for this demonstration, but in order to ensure I maximise the value of your time, what would be the top 2 or 3 things that you'd like to see from our system or from what we do that could make it valuable for you? By asking that simple question to a prospect, what you're doing is two great things. Firstly, you're really reaffirming to them how important their time is and how it's valuable, and you care for their time and what's going on in their world, and that's really important, so it's going to make the prospect warm to you. But secondly, you're also going to save yourself a lot of time and effort going through areas of the system or your solution that just aren't relevant to them. By asking them the top 3 things they want to see, what you can then do is, if you know your product well, you can then start to focus on those areas and be really clear about being able to say, look, you mentioned X, Y, and Z. Let me talk to you more about these areas and how our system in this area can solve those key problems that you've mentioned. And if you can't solve them, be honest with them. Don't be in a position where you try and bullshit your way through something. Just say, look, actually, you've mentioned X and Y, and we're not able to do that. So therefore, it may be that we're not a right fit for you. Prospects will respect you much more for that than you just trying to bullshit your way through something and then not be in a position to actually do something with them. And the third point is this: if you've absolutely asked the right questions at the start and asked the right questions then, just then follow up with your prospect by saying, look, we've showed you this. How does that look to you? What do you think to that? Be honest with me. Share me your thoughts around that part there or that part there. Ask them to be honest, because ultimately you don't want to waste their time and your time. And just try and gauge from their feelings as to what they think to that part of the system that you've showed them. By asking those honest questions in the right tone, so in a tone such as, look, I really would love you to be honest and share your thoughts on how does this look? How does this feel? What's your gut feel on where we are right now? Does this look like it's covered in you, giving you what you're looking for? By doing that and asking those questions in that way, you can get the information that you want from your prospects and be in a position to then hopefully move to the next stage, which is a next step appointment in order to work with them or maybe put a proposal through to them. So these simple steps are really what I encourage you to do when you're trying to show a demonstration for your product. Don't just go on straight in there and think, I'm going to show how brilliant our product and service is and talk for 30 minutes at someone. You're going to bore them. They're going to tune out of what it is that you're doing. Most of them are even going to switch off and not even bother listening to you for a while. Don't make that mistake. It's what amateurs do. Become a sales professional. Ask the right questions at the start. Know the problem areas, and to qualify at the end whether the prospect feels that what you've gone through has covered things for them, and it's going to help you get better results. Hope that's been really useful and you found some useful value from this video. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love you to share the channel with other people you know. But also, if you want to get my Saturday sales tips email, get into your inbox on a Saturday morning, head over to jameswhite.business, where there's lots of resources and other materials that I'm happy to share with you to give you better chance of getting better sales results. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you found it useful. If you have, please share and like the channel. We'd love to make sure I'm getting my videos through to you every single weekend that I release them. But if you've got any questions, put them in the sales comment section below and I'll do my very best to answer them. Have a great week, guys, and I look forward to sharing another video with you next Saturday. Take care. Bye.